Hey guys, welcome to the 2024 Quail event. Of course, we're here with Rolls-Royce. You might have seen the semaphore video, but now we're right here with a very special Phantom. And to learn all about this, I have with me Kenza. She's the product manager for the Phantom, and she has a lot of stories to tell today. So how about we dive right in? Thanks for having us. Tell me the story of this car.
Pleasure. Thank you for interviewing me. So this is Phantom Scintilla, and perhaps I start first of all by explaining to you what the word scintilla means.
I was going to ask that actually.
Perfect. So scintilla means a spark, and the reason we named it that is the whole idea behind it dates back to 1910 when Rolls-Royce didn't have a mascot yet. Okay. So our then managing director, Claude Johnson, was investigating what type of mascot would be perfect for our brand, and he commissioned the artist Charles Sykes. And the first idea that came to his mind was taking inspiration from one of his favorite artworks, which is called the Winged Victory of Samothrace. It's a marble statue which currently is in the Louvre Museum in Paris, but it originates from a Greek island. And this beautiful statue has these wings and drapes and is very similar looking to the Spirit of Ecstasy.
So you're leading me towards the Spirit of Ecstasy
exactly.
right now, slowly but surely.
Exactly.
Okay.
Now, we didn't end up going for the Winged Victory of Samothrace statue itself because we ended up going with something more in human form, and that's how we ended up with the Spirit of Ecstasy as we know her. However, we wanted to really honor and celebrate that first idea that sparked in Claude Johnson's mind, and that's why we named it Scintilla. Scintilla for a spark of a specified quality and feeling.
Gotcha.
Now, with the Spirit of Ecstasy, which you can see here, it has a ceramic coating. So this is a first for Rolls-Royce. We have never explored this technology before, so we're really proud of how it looks. And of course, sourcing the original marble that was used to build the statue Winged Victory of Samothrace is no longer possible. However, we have recreated that finish and that texture with this ceramic coating onto the Spirit of Ecstasy.
Very, very cool. So what else is special on this Phantom from the side view?
So from the side view, what we see is, first of all, this is a two-tone paint application. On the upper, we have got Andalusian white, which is a beautiful white with a sort of pearly effect. And it has, and it has a bit of creaminess in it, which really works with having the ceramic coating onto the Spirit of Ecstasy. And on the lower, we've got Thracian blue paint. Now, this is a paint which has been created specifically for Phantom Scintilla. You can only have it on Phantom Scintilla, meaning only on these 10 cars. No other model, no other Phantom as well.
Of course.
And this color is this really beautiful powdery blue, and it takes inspiration from the Thracian Sea, which is the sea surrounding the island of Samothrace, where the original statue was made. And that's why we've named it after that location.
Actually, it ties all together, right?
Exactly, exactly.
Very, very
And then the final touch is this beautiful double coach line. Now, what we have done here is that to the coach line, we have actually applied two different colors. The upper color is called Spirit Blue, which is also a new color developed specifically for Phantom Scintilla. And then the lower is called Arctic White. And these two colors hint very subtly to the interior leathers and embroideries used in Phantom Scintilla.
Okay, so before we take a look inside, because that's really my favorite, I've seen the official photos, it's fantastic. Anything different on the wheels?
So on the wheels here we have our existing fully polished 22-inch wheels, which launched previously with Phantom Series 2 back in 2022. But what we have done is that we have applied to the wheel centers the Andalusian white color.
That's what I was asking.
Exactly, so that's to match the upper two-tone color. And then we've added the pinstripe, which is in Spirit Blue, to match one of the colors applied to the double coach line.
So many cool details.
Absolutely, it just ties everything together.
We open the doors now so we can see the beauty inside, because even just peeking through right now, it's like, so nice. And then we can talk about price and all of that, because I'm curious about that as well.
First, the creative.
Afraid to touch it, that's how precious it looks. Okay, so inside, tell me the story, because there is a lot going on, right? And it's so unique, so special. Like I said, I've seen the official photos and I was blown away, but it's even more spectacular in real life from all perspectives.
Of course. So from an interior perspective, what the main design inspiration we focused on is the presence of the Spirit of Ecstasy inside the car. So the intention is that when you sit inside the car, you feel surrounded by her presence. And to do that, we have touched every single panel to create a motion flow. So that starts here with the door embroidery. And this continuous flow then is linked to the pillars and then to the seats, and it just comes back. And you can see how perfectly everything is aligned. And that is one of the most challenging things about this design idea, is you are working with a really high number of panels in different positions, different locations, and you have to make sure they are all perfectly aligned so that the motion movement is not interrupted.
Sure.
So that is one of the key challenges which really makes the difference with Phantom Scintilla.
Of course.
And this specific door is the most complicated door we have ever done in any Rolls-Royce.
Because of the
amount of embroidery on it. So collectively across the doors there is about 600,000 stitches and they're all of different colors, and you can actually see on some of them they very subtly hint to the exterior paint, to the coach line, really harmoniously integrated. And although it may not be visible here in this beautiful blue skies today, but it is also complemented by an illumination element. Perhaps you can see it on the opposite door where it actually is brought better to life. But of course in daytime, rather in nighttime, it will really stand out and really make that motion movement even more vivid.
Gotcha. What about the cabin at the front? So you have the gallery there. You see a lot of motions in there as well. What's the story there?
Absolutely. So in the front gallery, again, the same story around the motion movement continues. However, one of the key differentiators is that we are also applying ceramic coating onto these aluminum ribbons.
Okay.
Now each ribbon has such a complex geometry that we had to take a solid block of aluminum and mill it just to create one ribbon. And then we had to polish it and coat it in ceramic to match with the exterior emblem or the exterior figurine of the Spirit of Ecstasy coated in ceramic.
That's a story. Okay, very, very interesting. Anything else that we missed inside? Any little details that no one would notice unless they're being pointed at?
Of course. I mean, coming back to the rear seats, what you will notice is that we actually have a textile application as opposed to leather.
Okay.
Exactly.
That's
so
unique.
This is really beautiful soft color, which we also call ceramic. And it's a textile made of bamboo fibers. So very breathable, still very comfortable, and it just elevates that luxurious feel in the rear interior suite. And it just introduces also new textures and new materials, and this is what we love in Rolls-Royce, is experimenting and introducing new technologies, new materials, whilst keeping what we value most, which is the craftsmanship.
Gotcha. So let's close the doors, we'll move to the front, and I got 3 more questions.
Absolutely.
And walk with you, and I'm going to ask the first question.
Okay.
How long did it take to make this car?
Yes, so with Phantom Scintilla, it took about 2.5 years collectively.
2.5 years. Okay.
Yes.
Is it sold yet?
I would say yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Any price range that you can share?
Maybe this one I have to check with Jerry.
Okay, but let's just put it this way, definitely more than $1 million.
Oh, absolutely more than $1 million. That I can confirm.
Sounds good. And when you put a project like this together, do you reach out to the client, or the client reaches out to you and say, hey, we want to do this, what can you do for me?
So with private collections, it's normally by invitation only, and we sell them through our private offices.
Okay.
So you may have heard of our private offices. We have one obviously in Goodwood, in our headquarters, but we also have one in Dubai, in Shanghai, in Seoul, and these are our Rolls-Royce Goodwood team who have really close relationships with our clients, and they contact them directly when they identify that this is something which will resonate with them in terms of the story, in terms of the colorways, in terms of the model. So that's essentially how it works with private collections.
Understood. Well, Kenza, thank you so much for the overview. It was very informative. Really appreciate it. Fantastic looking car.
Thank
Once
you.
again, thank you for your time.
Thank you so much.
Guys, thanks for watching. We're live from the Rolls-Royce booth here at the Quail, and stay tuned for a lot more Rolls-Royce content.